What's going on, guys? Nick Jervis here, and I'm here with Kay. She's been a client since November, so we have just been crushing it out here. Client interview going down right now, and Kay is going to explain basically how it's been so far, where she was at, and till now. It's just she's a whole different animal. Like, she's got everything just dialed. She's got her confidence up, energy at a whole time high, but honestly, she's gonna just take the floor and really just pull up on all y'all right now. So let's go. Kay, go for it.
What's up, guys? Whoever's watching this. So it's been since November that I've been working with Nick. I actually wrote to him during probably one of the most rough nights I've had. We've actually been in contact since July, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
But we
like
never
June,
really got
July.
the chance to work together and whatnot. It was Black Friday. I wrote to him, and immediately he had my plan, my program, the blueprint that you guys hear him talk about. And we just went right at it. Within that next week, I was already getting benefits from the program as far as I started my routine again, my journaling. My little backstory about me is I went through a pretty rough year. Last year, 2023, it was just bombs after bombs being dropped on me. And I went through a bit of an issue with drinking. My self-value went down. I was eating like shit all the time. I wasn't taking care of myself. Everything that you do when you're depressed. And then Nick came in and I had a group of people and I started surrounding myself with positivity, just positive people. Everybody in the group chat is pretty much working to better themselves and sending pictures at like 5 a.m. I've never had a group chat, I mean, besides work, go off at 5 a.m. and people are just getting it at the gym. How could you not get after it when you see other people getting after it? That's on your team with you as well. Um, as far as like the non-negotiables, he's worked with me multiple times as well. I'm in the military while also balancing my music on top of that too, and also a videography business. So I'm pretty busy. So he's very flexible with me. Anytime I text him on Instagram or Telegram, whichever forms of communication that we use, he responds to me within, like, I would say tops an hour, if that. If he didn't respond, within like 3 hours, he sends like a quality response that I'm like, how does this guy type so fast and get back to me so quick? What quality answers on top of that too? And I can just see the difference, from November, that girl that was hungover, texting him on Black Friday after smoking a cigar and drinking some whiskey. I was in a trip in Colorado, and then to now, I've changed completely. And I was trying to work on myself for a while before contacting him. And it's little by little we're getting there. And it's not just a fitness trainer to, mentee relationship. It's more so friendships are getting built here within the first 2 months. Even New Year's Day. I remember texting New Year's Day. Everybody was just texting each other, and it felt good to have people surrounding me. Um, to start bringing the new year with just positivity and all these tools and habits that he teaches us on. So it's been a good time.
That's all it is. Like, around here, it's like it's always a good time. We just winning and living. That's what we do around here. And we lead by example. So I'm the one that's leading from the front, of course, and then you just have everything apply to you, and then you just following the path. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole thing with the group too. Like, we're no different from one another. Like, a lot of people or coaches or whatnot, they're like, oh, the coach has to be up here, and then like the student or whatever has to be down here. It's like, no, we're all in the same path. We're all in the same journey. So everybody that's in the group, that's, when they first come in, they're like, oh, like all scared and whatnot. But it's like, nah, just really show who you are and just know everybody's got your back. Like, it's all a family here. And like our
Yep.
client, Mike, he's the one that came up with this. And then I realized, like, that's what I'm gonna do for everybody here. I'm gonna go just dope with the shit for everybody to really just give them the best value. I'll get back to you so quick. Like, we have our conversations throughout the week, just voice memos going back and forth, just for the
Hmm.
sake of it, because I just care for you guys so fucking much. That's just how it is. And it's just awesome to hear, like, all the results you've been getting, the just energy you have. Like, I remember at the beginning, it was a little like, like, I don't know, like, to really build that rhythm too. Like, once you got everything too, and it's like, Nope, we just had to tighten up these areas, and then it's like ba 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 ba. Okay, now we're
Yep.
implementing. Now we got the macros down. It's like we didn't miss because we just gave, okay, off of this is how we're gonna make it work for you specifically. Like, this is the thing. We make everything custom. We make everything applied for you, and then you just go and run with it. But then we also are holding your hand in the process as well. Like, that's what we do for anybody that joins the team. Like for Kate, that's exactly what we did. Like, you kept running into the barriers at first, and then it was like, all right, like, what am I gonna do? Like, just go disappear on her? No, fuck that shit. Like, I'm gonna go
No.
help her. Like, that's the thing. That's my next question is like, compared to other coaches, because I know we've talked, like, you've been with other coaches, like, what's the difference compared to working with Nick Drivis compared to all the other coaches that you've worked with?
I think the difference is how genuine you are. That's one. I mean, I'm not saying the other coaches weren't genuine at all, but one, you're not in a rush. You know, you literally create a time block for your clients. I don't want to say 24/7 access because like you're not a, a gym or anything like that, but like I always have access whenever I have a question. I know I've had trainers in the past that I've texted and I can't get a text back. So like the Saturday call, the Sunday call, the Monday call, and it's pretty flexible. All the calls get recorded, and I like the fact it's a group environment because you could hear somebody else going through something. And on top of that, like you can learn from it. Like, oh, I'm going through that too. I mean, you and I earlier were having a call about, certain things, and you mentioned something. I was like, I resonated with that. So I would say the quality of it, how fast you move, in the sense of like, yo, I need to change this up. Yeah, I got you. I'll get this done by this date. And it's done by this date right there and then. The program, the Trainerize app that you use, like it's so like to the T. I don't have to worry about, oh, how do I use this? How do I this? You gave me a complete, like, I want to say orientation
Mm.
when we first started on top of that too. And that was different. With everybody else, I didn't really connect with that. Like I had some people just tell me, oh, just eat this much. And sometimes it either felt like too much or too less. I've had before, go fast. And that didn't work out with me without even knowing my health or anything like that. And it just wasn't working. And I think just how personable you get, with your clients is what matters the most. Like I'm able to click with you and connect like this, compared to everybody else. And this is the longest I've lasted actually with a trainer. Again, not saying anything is completely wrong with them because I don't like to talk about anybody's business, and how they're running, but we personally did not have, a good connection. And I think connecting with your trainer is very, very important. Having some type of relationship, there's boundaries, obviously, and respect, but connecting with your trainer is very, very important when it comes to that client personal trainer relationship.
I feel like that's everything. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because like you can get the results even in the program, but then it's like, oh, you don't connect with the trainer, you go bye-bye, and then what happens is like, oh, then I fall off, and then it's like,
Yeah.
fuck. So it's really about just having that connection and resonation. I don't even know if that's a fucking word, but just like resonating
Yeah.
with the coach as well is going to be huge. So you can continuously get the results, continue to just build the best K because that's what we're
Mm-hmm.
going after too, the 10.0 K in the process. And that's what we do here. And it's because I live it day to day. So I have to show it. I'm living proof. I have to be a man of my word. If I
Yep.
say something to one of you guys and I put a specific date, the intention is so clear with everything that I do. And like that's how the program here is run. Everything has a clear intention. Like it's down to the specifics for a reason to get you the results as K is getting. I think we're down like what? Like now we're getting really consistent results compared to like at first. So I think in this month alone, like we've dropped around like 6, 7 pounds, I think.
Correct.
Yeah, so it's like her photos are starting to change. She's getting everything dialed now. So this is something like if somebody is like, oh, well, like to get the results at first and da 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 da, it's like, okay, if you think like, oh, it's not gonna work or whatever, like it takes time if you're not the person that just goes like ba 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 so fucking fast. You know what I'm saying? It may take a little bit of time as here Kay on this call right now is explaining. So it's like it can work for you, but you have to make it work in the process as Kay is doing. So like so far with the results overall, like if we could tap more into that, like what have you noticed compared to like before you joined to now, that you, if something just came off the top of your head you could describe, like that has been life changing since joining?
I would say the mental clarity that I have now. It's like there every I view everything as, does this align? Is this going to align with what I want to do? Whether like I get invited out to eat, I'm like, oh, hold on, let me see if it's aligning with my macros. If I get invited somewhere at the last minute, I'm like, no, I got this going on. It's not just the discipline with going to the gym and hitting the macros, it's also the discipline with blocking off my time and my self-value and my self-worth, right? Because we're aligning, part of the program is aligning with your 10.0 self, right? And, does this align with my 10.0 self? The last minute calls, me taking, yeah, I'll be there, sure. Let me stop what I'm doing right now. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm protecting my peace. I'm protecting my time. I've definitely noticed myself with a lot more energy and a lot of more motivation than I had last year. I will say that. Like I wake up and I'm like, okay, this didn't go well. I'm not beating myself down every single day like I used to. Okay, this didn't go well. All right, today we're gonna knock this shit out. Let's go, Kaylee. Wake up, get my feet on the ground. Do my non-negotiable, do my journaling, read that book because that was a big thing for me at it, like reading, and reading is very fundamental for you. As far as getting in the gym, I'm like, all right, I'm in here. Like there's some people that are on their couch right now, so it's definitely changed my mindset on a lot. I want to say my mental clarity, and when I say my mental clarity, I say that on a mental and emotional health aspect I was a bit lost. And I hate to deviate and go back to the question before. One thing that separates you from everybody else too is that you get to know your clients. And the fact that you align everything with my music, which means the most to me more than anything else. And you also give us a plan, like, all right, this, as far as time management, like that was big to me because of the fact that you're like, okay, let's try to fit this in while also fitting this. It's not just personal fitness to you, it's also self-development to you. And I think that has helped me a ton as far as like, okay, let me focus on this. And I was able to transform my videography into my music. And the irony of it all, now I'm getting people contacting me like, oh, I see you do videos now. And that's just going well. So I've just gotten nothing but positive things here in this program.
Man, that just gave me chills. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
what we do here. It's personal development. Like, it's not just to drop you some weight and then see ya. Like, no, like, this is like we turn you into that character based off what you want to do in this life. Like, and we continuously build that character and build the best lifestyle for you. Just again, offer your circumstances and what you want to do, whatever that may be, we can get it done. Like, some are like, oh, you only work with this and that. And it's like, no, like I work with everybody. Like, like Kay came in, she's an artist. She does the videography. She's also in the military on top of that. She has a very tight schedule, but we still are like, okay, we're going to do this, take the time to build that character. We're going to do this, that, the other to make sure that she's staying on path. She's got the group on top of that. And then she's got me in her corner. I'm like, I just like to talk to her, like same thing, like back and forth, just to like it's family once again, going back to that. Like that's also just me. And you even said on today's group call, what you've been doing is like getting up at 4:30 now because you see the post from me and it's like I'm getting up at 4 every day and also the group on top of that. And then you're finding internal peace. Like that's what we're getting at the end of the day with this program. We're chasing the internal peace, if it's anything, quote unquote, that internal state by connecting mind, body, and soul. So if you could
Mhm.
tap a little bit into that, because I know you're saying it was like certain things. So I'll let
I
you
think
speak.
the Oh no, I think as far as like the internal piece is, I was surrounding myself with a lot of toxic things. Like, first thing in the morning, and I'm not trying to live off the whole social media aspect of things that like they say, oh, don't go on your phone. But it's true. How much negativity is there on social media? How much, shit are you watching of drama and like celebrity drama and stuff like that. I started letting go of things like that in the morning. The first thing I do in the morning, that shit still sits. As I turn off my alarm, it still sits there. I'm not checking my phone first thing in the morning. It's not. That's me time. I need to get myself in my head. The most that I do is I put these headphones on, I'm like, hey Siri, put music on. And oh, she's about to do it. Sheesh. But yes, and I do that. And I get myself into it, and then I go and I read my book, my 177 the World Champion Mindset book.
Mhm.
And I journal, and I like the action steps. That's another thing in this program. He introduced me to that book too. And I do my action steps, and I think that just sets the tone for the day, because like you gotta ingest positivity. Another one was the other day when you were telling me, whenever you're in your car, because like, what do you do with time? You just think, you're bored. You know, Sitting down and listening to like podcasts about positivity and like other things instead of some like song about drugs, and I went to go smoke and I went to go drink, and those are fun, sometimes to listen to, but after a while, you literally, the music that you listen to is what becomes your life. It's kind of like Russ talks about manifestation. The
Mm.
more you keep
Mhm.
speaking certain things is what happens to you in your life.
Yeah.
Like if I'm talking about cheating and all these sexual thoughts and things like that what you listen to what becomes your life. And I get it. As an artist, I make music on everything, you know all the experiences of me as a woman, and you know love and heartbreak, and some of them are throwing jabs at past experiences and stuff like that. But majority of the time, like, even as an artist, you're not going to get inspired by the same crap every single day. You have to surround yourself with that positivity, and also have couple people off out of my life since then, since seeing that there is great people out there that are getting after their goals and are willing to support others and come up, with you. And right now, I probably talked to maybe like 4 people in my circle, you know, I mean, including the group, obviously, and you, but like I'm saying, like those people that I had are coming before the group and before, I started this change in my life, this growth. I don't even want to call it a transformation. It's growth,
Mhm.
right? I've just been cutting people off, so putting myself first in that aspect. Yeah.
that that's part of this program too. It's like your frequency is only raising, and your frequency is what you frequently see. So being in that low frequency at first, like before joining, and then to now, it's like how you said, it's just growth. So you're like, okay, this doesn't align. This like rubs me the wrong way. So I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to be like that. I don't want to listen to that song because then I'm gonna start to think that, then I'm gonna start to attract that. So it's like that's just you aligning, and that's the program working in motion in real time every fucking moment of the day. And that's what's so cool here. So, last thing for you, for someone that's sitting on the fence who is like, I don't know, man, like to put 299, 750 up to 2000 or even up to 10,000 for my one-on-one. What would you say that would be like, okay, he's it, XYZ. Like, what would you say to somebody sitting on the fence right now, basically?
I want to say first and foremost, like I want to say, like, look at what you're investing in already. You know, if you're somebody that's partying every weekend or every other weekend, I guarantee you're blowing 299. Within just that window, that time frame, right? Really align with yourself and think about what, like, everything as a return on investment. And that's what's been changing me too. Is like, okay, I invested in a personal trainer. What am I gonna get from that? And I'm getting quality, and I'm getting, custom built workout plans, custom macros, that's working for me. Pretty much a custom schedule, like time management, and that's even him going far, above and beyond. But just think about all the shit you waste on, you know, excuse my language, on that. Just think about all the things that you're wasting money on every single day, whether that's going to eat out all day, and really align with yourself. Like, all right, am I getting a return on investment on the things I'm spending my money on? Or should I invest in this? And I promise you won't regret it at all whatsoever, because you're going to get quality service, fast responses, and I know that in school they say, no question is a dumb question, but in this program, it's not. Nobody's judging anybody. Like, we're all starting somewhere, we're all learning, and there's things I learned here. So if you're on the fence of it, I would just say go for it. But first, align with yourself and realize, like, hey, is this something that I know I'm going to get a return on investment on? And am I going to stick to it on top of that too? Because you don't want to waste your time and everybody else's time on top of that too, because time matters, you know, and you're going to get quality service from him. So,
That was a really good point right there.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no half-fast motherfuckers, please. For the love of God. No. Like, it's like, okay, you're hearing it, you got that gut, you're tired of it, you're tired of only making X amount of money, you're tired of whatever it is. That's a negative notification from above. Listen to that calling and just come in just ready. That's how you're gonna get the results. I'll be transparent as fuck. Like you got to be committed. Like Kay's committed. Everybody in here that's on the team, they're committed. And guess what? They're continuously getting the results day by day, week by week, month by month, because they're applying the program, they're listening, and they're just applying the blueprint over and over again. So to wrap it up, thank you, Kay, for coming on. I appreciate you.
Anytime.
Let's keep stacking wins, keep stacking results for yourself. And I can't wait. You said by May to get you chopped for that photo shoot you were
I'll
talking
see you
about.
guys then because we're going to do another interview back then because I want to
Yeah,
compare
like,
them. So.
oh my God, it's gonna be a way different cages, more energy. I can fucking feel it. You know what I'm saying? But that's it for this interview. More to come on the way. And thank you, Kay, once again. Let's fucking get it and let's fucking keep crushing it. Yeah. All right.
Sounds good.